like, what was sort of the path that led you to like really making dance and healing a big part of your life? Like, was it kind of like a straight path, or was it a windy path, or like what brought you there, I guess?
Well, the reggae music was the beginning, because I knew that when I was dancing that I was grieving, that I was sad, and that when I was dancing it was uplifting me. So I knew, wow, this dancing and moving is healing. That's when I first got it. And then when I took it to another level when I started to do improv dances with this band called Bomb Pop in New York City, and I would they're like a free jazz band, and I also was doing yoga like every day. That was the beginning of my process of doing yoga every day, which is very healing type of movement. And so my body was more flexible and more freer. My dance was becoming better, and the free jazz, because you never know what's going to happen, made me improv very differently, and also listen to the music very differently. So it's a very free dance, and you're listening to the music very, very differently. You never know where the rhythm's going to go or how the melody is going to go and stuff like that. And so that made me get to start to understand my body in different ways, and also understand how my body, not only do you listen with your ears, but you listen with your whole entire body.
That's true, yeah.
And so it made me understand how that works. And then I started doing goddess dances.
Oh, nice.
And so I start evoking certain goddesses in dance and performance. So my first goddess dance was the Green Tara. And I did that for about maybe 2 or 3 years, just doing with different places, just doing the Green Tara dance. And that was just amazing. Amazing experience, because you're channeling at that point. You're like aware that, you know, sometimes when you're dancing you're channeling, like, and so, but to do it with intention, to do it and say, this is what I'm going to be bringing into my body, it just made it like super, you know, interesting and fun, and very, very healing, because she's a savior goddess, she's a healing goddess, and that was just amazing. So that's you know, so that's kind of been where the path has gone, and also it's brought me into shamanism, and it's brought me into pretty much everything that I do in my life. All the healing modalities that I do in my life pretty much stem from that knowing.
From the body and movement.
But what about you?
Well, I guess, I mean, I loved movement from a really young age. Like, I was a gymnast when I was younger, so I was always like cartwheeling and, you know, and also climbing trees and stuff, like a tomboy. So I always was moving when I was a kid. And then I didn't really start dance until college, and I took some like intro to modern dance courses in college, and it really set me on a different path, because I was sort of in like pre-law. I was very academic, so I was studying pre-law. I was going to go to law school. Then I took my first dance class senior year of college, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I love dance. There's like nothing else, you know? So that just set me on a completely different path. Like, I still, you know, I kept up a little bit with the academic stuff, but I really plunged into dancing. It was kind of like I found my passion in movement. You know, that was just where I was the happiest, where I felt the most free and the most like I was true to myself. Like, it was my soul, my body, everything at once, you know? So, so then I moved to New York and studied modern dance and jazz dance for a long time, and did some performing there. But then I think what really linked dance and healing for me in a big way was when I studied 5 rhythms. As Gabrielle Roth is the founder of the 5 rhythms technique, and it's basically just like an improvisation class where you move to the 5 different rhythms that are inherent in like everyday life. So like flowing, lyrical, staccato, chaos, and stillness. And it was the first experience for me of going to a dance class and no one was looking to see what you were doing. There were no mirrors. It was about how does this movement feel in my body and how am I expressing it. And it was only, anything that happened was uniquely yours, you know? So I kind of discovered my own way of moving through going to 5 rhythms classes in New York. And then I also was amazed because every type of person would come to the class. Like, some people bring their kids. There were older people, like really older, who were out there boogieing with the rest of us, you know. And then and sometimes there'd be people who would come who had some disabilities, you know, someone in a wheelchair or something, and they would be moving their arms and dancing, and I would partner with them. So it really triggered something in me to say, like, dance is universal. It's something everyone can do, and it's so essentially human. And I feel like just the idea of movement in general is everywhere. Like, it's in nature, it's in trees, water, air. So I feel like everything is always moving in the universe, and that in our physical bodies, movement is the way we can tune in with that flow of the universe. So, so I really found that link between moving and healing for myself, and then I wanted to do that for other people as well, like try to bring that to other people. And that's when I decided to study dance therapy, so to kind of bring psychology together with movement and finding ways that movement can heal. And so then I studied dance therapy in London for 2 years and got my master's there. And now that I'm back in Pittsburgh, you know, kind of trying to bring that sense of healing to the community here. Like, you know, I'm hopefully going to be offering classes for people soon. There'll be kind of like a 5 rhythms class. So just come in barefoot, lots of water, dance till you can't dance anymore.
Nice.
I know you'll be there.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's been kind of like, it was kind of a windy path, but it's kind of like it was never unclear to me that dance was my passion, you know. And now I'm kind of finding a way to actually make it part of my, like, livelihood and my daily life. So
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty awesome.